The 4 move to France mistakes that lead to a failed expatriation. Did you know that 40% of expatriation ends before it is supposed to due to these 4 mistakes too many expats make when they relocate to France? Which is such a bummer, right? After investing all that time and money into the big move. But the good news is that if you avoid just a few common errors, your chances of success go way up. So let's dive in and make sure that you're set up for an amazing new life in France. Mistake number 1 that trips up way too many expats is not taking learning French seriously from the start. If you don't already speak French when you decide to move to France, you will quickly realize that speaking English isn't sufficient to get by in France, even in Paris. It might be okay as a tourist or if you only have English-speaking friends, but still, as a resident, you will quickly be limited in everything you do and you will lose a lot of autonomy. I know learning a new language feels totally overwhelming. French has so many new sounds, grammar rules, weird spellings, but here is the thing. You don't need to be fluent to have a good life in France. Even just reaching an intermediate conversational level of French makes a gigantic difference in how smoothly your move goes. And it will also open doors that wouldn't exist otherwise, such as making doctor's appointment, negotiating a better price, navigating your French red tape, making French friends, or even getting a promotion at work. So start studying via apps, taking classes, or trying immersion by watching French movie, for example, before you get to France. Your future self will thank you. Another big error that can ruin your expat dream is assuming everything will be the same in France as at home. I totally get the mindset. How different could it really be? But let me tell you, little cultural quirks and ways of living that you are used to can be surprisingly different in France. And resisting those or getting upset will only make you miserable. Everyone's normality is different. And I mean, as an experienced expat, I still sometimes make that mistake to think that things should be a different way. When we move overseas, we are often going after a different life, without realizing that this applies to every area of life. How society is organized, cultural code, local habits and priorities. This could go from having everything open 7 days a week or how long it will take to get specific paperwork done, the possibility to eat out at any time of the day or night, and telling a French person that it should be another way because in your country it works like this and it is much better, will only get you the opposite that you want. Letting go of your expectations and what is normal will avoid a strong culture shock and a lot of frustration. Some people do not imagine that the little differences of everyday life could have such an impact. You don't want to end up accumulating a lot of frustration and disappointment that will lead to an early repatriation, especially if you have invested so much to move to France. The third mistake is to request the wrong visa. Did you know that there were 28 different long-stay visas to come to France? And requesting the wrong one can have heavy consequences. Planning to come with an easy visa like a short-stay tourist visa or a long-stay visitor visa to switch to the real motive of your move to France is the worst strategy to have if you want to stay more than a year in France. This change of status can be difficult to get and you will get scrutiny, as in some cases the French administration may question why you requested the initial visa. So it is worth working towards finding solutions to meet the requirement of your real motive to come to France, rather than jeopardizing your chances to settle in France. And just so you know, there are 5 sponsor-free visas that are a great way to move to France. These visas are great if you do not plan to be a salaried employee or a student in France. I'm talking about the Entrepreneur Profession Libérale visa, the Talent Passport Business Creator visa, the Talent Passport Artistic Profession Visa, the French Spouse Visa, and the Long Stay Visitor Visa. And as an FYI, there is no digital nomad visa as I filmed this video. Each visa has different criteria and gives you different obligations and benefits. I go into the detail of each of these 5 visas in the France Formula training course. This is the online program that will help you organize your entire move to France to live your new French life on your own terms. I tell you a bit more about the program at the end of this video. In the meantime, you can register for the waitlist via the link under this video. Then mistake number 4 is to start getting ready for the move too late. The French bureaucracy has a bad reputation, and I have to say that it is well deserved, even if there has been some improvement. The only way to win your battle with the French administration is to come prepared. Anticipation and organization is the only way to overcome this challenge. Finding out at the last minute that the process is longer than expected or different than you know is something that you want to avoid, and this circles back to mistake number 2 that we've seen just before. And it can hardly be a good argument to get special treatment from the French administration for a fast track. Spoiler alert, there is no fast track. I have seen people having to travel back to their country or having trouble going through administrative processes because they forgot an essential document and couldn't get anyone to get it for them. There are other mistakes, of course, but these ones are the most common ones that I've seen in my 15 years of experience as an international relocation expert. But sometimes, even when we do our best to avoid these mistakes, it is still very hard to find reliable information in English about what is required for every French administrative process. For this reason, I have created the France Formula program. It is your step-by-step guide to nailing the visa, French paperwork, and general lifestyle adaptation to life in France. You will get super clear checklists, French document templates, how-to videos, insider tips, and more. So you can relax and check out the French cafes, knowing that your move is under control. Seriously, I want your life in France to be filled with croissants, wine, and joie de vivre, not mountains of paperwork and stress. So be sure to click the link and check out the France Formula today. Doors open only a few times a year, and as I film this video, it will open in the next few weeks. If you want to make sure that you don't miss out on the next opening, you can subscribe to the waiting list via the link under this video. This is your chance to make that dream a reality, and I'm here to help answer any other question you may have about the program. So shoot me a message. Let's get you living your best life in France. Merci et à bientôt!